What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Lennox Lewis. Big up, England, big up. Lennox Lewis responds to claims that Tyson Fury is washed. And a lot of people in the boxing world claim that Tyson Fury is washed or declining, as we heard from his father earlier today. So the Brits below par performance against the UFC champion has a lot of people in doubting, like Johnny Nelson says his legs are gone and all those things, and really that conveys and goes along with he's not the same, he's on a decline. Well, Lennox Lewis had this to say. He said, so let's talk about last night. I think both Fury and Ngannou surprised everyone, but for two different reasons. Fury looked nothing like the man in the trilogy against Wilder, and Ngannou by far exceeded most people's expectations. Basically, Ngannou won the fight, Fury won the fight. But he was then asked in reply if Fury was washed. He said, disagreeing, but warning him not to come in unprepared. He said, no, but I don't think he went through a full camp either. He said, better not make that mistake against Usyk. And those are the words of Mr. Lennox, the Lion Lewis. And let me counterpunch. Lennox is not buying it. Lennox doesn't believe that he was training the way he should have been training. And you know, I have to agree with Lennox Lewis. Why, though? Okay? And I'm not giving Tyson excuses. The reason why I agree with Lennox, because Tyson Fury wasn't training the way he should have, is because he already underestimated the opponent. When you underestimate an opponent, you're not going to train anyway like you should be training against somebody that you are looking and taking seriously. Okay? And based on the fact that Tyson Fury lies so much, you know, the contradictions on top of contradictions on top of contradictions, to the point is where if he tells you something that, oh, I've been training, this is the best training camp of my life, I've been getting it in, I've been doing this and that and all that other stuff, you know, it will be someone else to tell you, no, he didn't. Okay, just like what happened in the trilogy fight with him. He got beat up by Jared Anderson, okay? And then they had to postpone, and then they had to pull the COVID cod, right? And then they had to, you know, of course, push the date back because he was beat up like he was, if you guys can remember that. Yeah, you know, Jared Anderson pieced him up. You know what I mean? A guy 6'3", 6'4", okay? Fast, quick. Sounds familiar? Switch hitter. Right? So, yeah. So they had to postpone that because Tyson Fury was banged up. You know, and then his daughter was not in good health. Okay? And John, of course, already said, well, he couldn't even run 3 miles. He wasn't in shape for that fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's why John said what he just said about Tyson Fury not really being ready or whatever. Okay? And Lennox doesn't believe it because he doesn't think he prepared himself. But I don't think, how can he prepare himself when he underestimated his opponent? When he underestimated his opponent, he couldn't be doing what he should be doing because he doesn't think that there's a threat or a clear and present danger at the time until he found out. And then when he found out, what we don't understand about Tyson, when we should acknowledge, Tyson Fury fought like that due to adjustment. Tyson Fury thought that he was going to do the same shit he did against Chisora, the same shit he did against Wilder, the same shit he did against Dillian White. He was going to be a little quicker. He was going to two-piece him, do that 1-2 jab, and then move. 1-2 jab and then move until he breaks Ngannou down or swells Ngannou up and takes Ngannou out. That's what he thought it was going to happen. He thought his punches were going to affect Francis Ngannou a lot more. When he found out they didn't, and Francis can also counter because he's been practicing to actually fight Tyson Fury, whereas Tyson Fury was not really planning to fight a game Francis Ngannou because, again, he underestimated him. So, no, I don't think he trained like he should have, despite anything you heard out of Tyson Fury's mouth, because you can't believe the shit anyway. But again, what Lennox said is, well, you better not do that with Usyk, which the good thing is I don't think he will. I think all that stuff, that mind game and, the head mashing and all that stuff, that's just to stir Usyk up, to try to get him off his game, because he needs an edge somewhere, because it sure ain't in preparation. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not going to beat Alexander Usyk in being prepared for that fight. He's not. But he's going to train the best that he can, unlike his last fight, the freak fight, the crossover fight with Francis Ngannou. Okay? So, yeah, I believe Lennox. I don't think Tyson Fury came in the way he should. Now, despite what he may tell you, okay, and this is what I'm going to discuss with you guys. He couldn't say that he didn't train the way he's supposed to train, simply because he already said it. But the reason why he said he trained like the Dickens for the Ngannou fight, because he wanted people to buy the shit. Yeah, he wanted people to buy it. He wanted people to believe that Francis Ngannou was actually a worthy, dangerous opponent for him, and not a cherry pick like everybody thought. Like he thought, really, because that was actually a cherry pick. Hell, he cherry picked Deontay Wilder, and he admitted it. So what you think he did with Francis Ngannou? Cherry picked. Okay? So he can't go back and say, well, no, I didn't train at all. You know what I mean? Because he wanted people to believe that fight. He wanted people to buy that shit. That's why he had signed a contract before the Ngannou fight to fight Usyk before fighting Francis Ngannou. Because he already knew, hey, this ain't shit to me. This is a huge money fight. This is a money grab. It's a Floyd Mayweather Jr. Light fight, right? And he wanted to follow the footsteps of his big bald-headed brother. Well, used to be bald-headed brother. So, yeah, Floyd. So he wanted to do that to make sure he got some money, and then fight the major fight after that he figured that's going to be, not so much a walk in the park. Okay? That's what this is about. But Lennox Lewis, I do think that Tyson Fury was bullshitting, and I think, like Lennox said, hey, you better not pull that shit with Usyk, because Usyk's going to come prepared, and he's not a guy that's going to come in there, half-stepping, okay? And he is a guy that can reach out and touch you with that jab and that left hand and that left to the body, and follow up with that right hook. And then he may put them all together. And if he starts putting them all together, he doesn't have to knock you out to beat you. He can just beat you round by round by round. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Lennox Lewis responding to Tyson Fury being washed up as a fighter. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!